Dude, I'm feeling down. I love you, but you don't love me and it just cuts like a knife. Seeing Mon's clueless face, Alice made up an excuse to head home and rush back to the crew. Got the gear tested, and the wiretap is all good. She could hear everything crystal clear, and when she heard all 10, it clicked. See that guy who helped her escape, the Dutchman. Wait, is she a double agent? Always helping the Germans compile a cash crop of the rich Jews. Just like Alice, she was luring them into it. In the end, old Hen not only got trapped but also got rich off his trickery. So Alice decided it's time to dish out some revenge. But Gobbin disagreed, worried that if old Hen bit the dust, the Germans would retaliate against all the captives. Couldn't risk losing his. She just wanted the Germans to focus on torturing Jews, but her inner conscience was still buzzing. Meanwhile, she and Alice were on different pages, and the lawyer hurriedly chimed in, "Hey, we had a deal with Mons. As long as we keep our cool, the Germans won't retaliate against the Dutch. So the shaky castle might as well go quiet for a while." Ultimately, she and Gobbin had a falling out, and Alice was ready to track down Mons. Hans quietly slipped up to her, saying, "Capture all 10, and we can squeeze out more juicy intel. Then we can disguise all 10 as a sacrifice for the plan." The idea just popped out. With revenge driving her, Alice nodded in agreement, and the next day, she was lying in wait at the German headquarters. Seeing all 10, she jumped out and raced into the deserted street. Out of bullets, all 10 gritted his teeth and sprinted, when Hans suddenly pounced on him. Surprise. Turns out Alice showed up, and chaos broke loose while old Hen kept lashing out, making it a real mess. Alice was utterly useless, but she dived in to help Hans, just making things more of a shambles. Hans was pinned down, shouting, "Help. Don't let me become a dining table." Finally, Alice rushed in to join the mayhem, but being a woman, she was the first to get shoved down. But taking out old Hen meant losing the chance to interrogate him, like wasting a golden opportunity down the drain. Watching old Hen get pummeled into a colander, chaos erupted, and Hans and Alice had no choice but to scramble out. Although Alice did save a batch of Jews by taking out old Hen, the Germans were about to execute all captives. See complete madness. She pulled out the blueprint of the German security office, gearing up for a jailbreak. That night, Alice returned to Mons' side, thinking he had everything under control. But Mons underestimated the situation when a blonde beauty pulled an unexpected wave into the mix. Shortly after, old Hen met his untimely demise. See what a tragedy, pure reckless waste. Alice had no plans to hide. It was a gamble she was willing to take since she believed Mons was different from other German officers. The next day, she showed up in the office safe and sound, while Mons' lackeys were all staring holes into the floor. Just then, Mons and the general walked in, ready to check the fat guy's safe, as rumors swirled he had stashed loot from the Jews. While he was working, he learned the safe was packed with treasures, and Alice had spilled the beans to Mons the day before. But when Mons poked around, the fat guy had already cleared out, leaving barely anything inside. Mons and his group started to strategize, promising to dodge any investigation or meddling. In response to this, they intended to launch a full-scale counterattack, fully demonstrating the strength of their arsenal. "We're definitely not taking any inquiries. The revolution rolls on." Under the April sun, Mons still had some bite left in him. He preferred the peaceful route. But in the general's eyes, he became a defeatist. It was the grand scheme. No surprise, he went from captain to war criminal. He was immediately sentenced for treason. See 4 years. Meanwhile, the organization's tailor had whipped up fresh uniforms. Simultaneously, they forged entry passes for courtyard while Alice was busy putting on her makeup for the gala. Once everything was set, Alice slipped into the basement, finding it vacant. See, always better safe than sorry. She quickly stood up, finding the cool delivery entrance, effortlessly prying it open. See, talk about foresight. She played it cool, entering the ball. Hans and the team drove up, disguising as Germans and captives, and it worked. Once inside, with Alice's help, everyone streamed in successfully, and moments later they got the prison's back door open. Inside, not a single guard was in sight, and the comrades captured initially were just a bit banged up. While everyone was busy rescuing, Hans had this weird smile at the cell door. At that moment, Alice was doing her best not to howl while dancing with the fat guy. Watching everyone oblivious, she felt it was all worth it since Hans had promised to help. "We will dig Mons out as well." The sensation of DJ Current's assigned view hit once more. Isn't it amazing? Hotilda. Prepared to rebel, Hans retreated while fighting back. This rescue was a bust. In the end, when he got to the door, he was mowed down, fighting for his life. What a duel. Well, that's fate poking at us. The screen fades to black. Don't forget to subscribe now.